Hi, welcome. This is Ninja Mukau, and we are about to begin another Heinsight.
Yes, sir.
We have Satan here. We have Hein, of course, and they're having a picnic right now. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome back.
And what we're doing today is caught Ramjam b8b. It is a new map, first time ever in UGC. I don't think anybody really has an idea of how to play it perfectly yet. There is no meta, so let's spend some time and look at it and figure out the best ways to play each class.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what I'm going to do first is I'll kind of show you the rollouts that I think will work for the demo, and then what everyone else probably will end up doing. So the first thing you want to do is get to the door. So just put one behind you and get up. So here's where the things are going to deviate. You can go this way, probably jump off the door, but then you want to get to mid, and here's your decision. Do you spam down here, which I don't think anybody's going to go out that way, or do you curve up and in through here and spam down those paths? So that's where you're going to go, more than likely. That's where everybody else is going to go. The next way is down through here, and it seems like going through that room is faster, the drop down, but sometimes you may need to go out this way, and then the jump is the exact same. You can stop here, watch where everything is. You're gonna get here first. You got to watch out for the scout, because this plays very similar to the viaduct mids, and I was gonna try to explain. If you understand certain maps, you can play this map very similarly. So it's very similar to Viaduct in that it's very cramped and you go up hills to get to the mid. But it's also very much like Gully Wash in that you come from way far back, but then the sides are very wide. And I think the main reason it reminded me of Gully Wash is when you're pushing mid, if both teams go up opposite ways, say you're both going out big door, but your team goes right and their team goes left, you're going to meet right in front of them. And that's the same thing here. So if you do plan on coming out this way, you need to make sure your heavy or pyro or someone is hooking into here just in case. Or have your scout go out this way and let him watch, and then you can go from there. Satan, what do you normally do on the very first of, say, let's say Viaduct? What is your main thing that you're watching out for?
On a lot of Viaducts, Viaduct's a bit shorter than this map. For Viaduct, I can actually run out and reflect a lot of the stickies that the demo's trying to spam across, but on this map, demo's probably going to be too fast for me to do that, so I'll probably just stick with the medic and try and keep him safe.
Okay.
There's not really too much potential for a pyro to cross the map during a mid-fight.
Yeah, it seems like this map is very, very huge on demo play and also spy play, because there's so many places that you can hide. You can go from underneath. If your team is holding up here, you got to watch down in here just in case a spy loops, or they can hide back in here, uncloak, and then come right out. And if no one's paying attention backwards and you guys are all watching this way, you could get kind of dunked on. So I have noticed this right in the blue jam, as we should call it, and you can have your medic hang out up here, or spies on the other side just waiting for them to come through, and then come down and dunk on them. Let's go over some names. So we figured out that this is really the same as Viaduct door wise. That's where the stairs were. That's low main that everyone comes out of. This is China. That's low right below cliff. And then that entry over there is the same as cliff. You come out kind of on top and you come straight to mid. Now that's where it differs because you come out even. But if you want to call them similar things, there's AC units right up there. So you can call that AC. You can still call that China, or bats, or deck, or whatever you want. Drop down, shutter, ramp. And I was thinking of calling this gas because there's a gas tank there. And I've had some requests to call this the blue jam and that the red jam. Because if you're just calling it kitchen, well, there's 2 kitchens. It's very easy. Just red jam, blue jam. Very quick. You can jump up there. A soldier demo. You can also jump here. These are about the only high places that aren't clipped. Like up there's clipped, up there, all the way over there on top of the pipe. I always love looking for these kind of jumps, and it seems like they're all blocked up, so RIP. But you're gonna want to know that some of these doors are fake. That's not real. That's not real. This is real. This is real. Surprise. So that's one of your routes. If you want to take this route, I don't recommend it really on your first loadout, but
that guy Ty moved to
there you go. You're straight out and in. If you go straight up this way to the fake door, there you go over to the AC side or to China. This is where a lot of teams will be building up. You can also jump over there as Ninja Mookout found. So if you can get up here and make it worth your while, I bet you could power jack jump that. You want to see if you can do that?
Where?
Back here in the blue lobby area.
I think it'd be a great place for a spy, but I don't think a spy can get up there. But, you know.
Kind of fun.
I don't mess it up, I think I could do it. Maybe not.
Maybe. A little too far. But that'd be a fun one for a soldier.
Yeah, I could get
Oh, nice. I don't know if it's really useful, but you're definitely rocking it. What is that under your foot?
That would be that back
That's
burner.
a spy's hand.
Oh, that's gonna ruin the jam. Or enhance it. That's a red one too. Anyways, always remember the boxes. That's how I learned how to get through here, because I kept doing this, trying to leave, but if you go back to the spawn, look for the boxes. You can come back in. I'm gonna go soldier, because I want to look at a few of the jumps that I've been seeing that are gonna make life a little bit better for your soldier. And I think communication is yet again going to be incredibly important on this map, just like I think it is on every map. But if you know exactly where their medic is, let your soldier come get an overheal, get a little bit 300, and then swoop out and jump. So you can pogo off this roof, you can stay up here, and you can spam out, and this can be a distraction for your team. You can be up here, pulling their eyes this way, just drop down and go behind them, and that's when your team can push in. I mean, it's only going to be a small distraction, but once they stop looking at you, you can do a terrible jump off that wall, and then be right back in. You could try to do sneaky jumps from up there. I don't think it's going to work for you, but you want to be probably on the opposite side of your combo as much as you can, just because your medic's going to have, the demo is always going to be getting heals, he's always going to be getting hurt because he's going to be the main focus. He's going to put out the most damage. Heavy needs to be a little bit delayed in his pushes. So if your demo's up here and he's putting out damage down here, you're going to want to go this way, just so you can kind of cut into what he's looking at, but you're not taking heals. Or once he gets too hurt, you can come over here and your medic will know, okay, demo's backing out, heavy, you push down and in, and you pincher them basically into each other. Work together and make it work, but your heavy does not want to be the main influencer on this map. He shouldn't be leading the pushes. I don't think anyway. So let him shoot whatever he sees, let him spy check with the pyro a lot, and once your Ubers come out, he just needs to be back there. You don't want to multi-Uber immediately. Try to solo it at least the first 4 seconds. If you can do that, you'll be much more successful. Thank you, Lip. So we got a pretty good view up here. If you just want to stand up here while your team holds mid, which is probably not going to be too long with no action, I can almost guarantee they're going to try to build inside there. You could get inside on them and just call what's going on. Let your spy do that, most likely. But you can also peek and poke and look around. Just be a nuisance, you know? Be in all the places they don't want you to be. Pushing out is going to be the hard part, I think. Because if you think about it, they're probably going to be up on your side, on either side. So you have to have vision of what you can and can't do. So I would definitely have your spy come out here, look around, say, hey, they're holding blue jam, or they're holding our red jam, whatever you want to call it. But once you know that, you can attack properly. Do you want to run out with crits? More than likely it's going to be incredibly difficult. But I think it could be something that could work out if your demo knows exactly where the combo is, and you go out the right door. If you know that they're up in your red jam, you probably don't want to go out that one, because they're just going to crush you and they're going to back out immediately. So try to go out China. I hate to say go out that, because it's such a long walk, and there's that whole wall right there. That's why crits is going to be kind of tough, I think. Otherwise, you could come out the drop down, walk this way, and still you've got a really long way over there. So I don't know how easy it's going to be unless you already hold mid. Say your team wipes their team out, but your medic also dies. Your medic could come out with crits while you hold mid, and then from then on you treat it like Lakeside. And the thing with Lakeside is you always watch all three areas, and once you hear it, you rotate over. So you hear they're coming at your AC, you hang out here. Once you see any movement, you pop and go. Have your soldier jump up to China and come in behind them for that same play, and you can pinch them in. The distraction play is really huge. And if they're running crits against you, you always want to hear that. You want to hear, okay, spy called out they're running this, we need to play this way. Or once you see their medic, you need to see them early. And once they call it, soldier can just immediately jump on the demo or jump on the medic. Either way. So that would be probably your best bet. Let's go over kind of class roles. Role by role, what you kind of want to watch out for. So when you're running the scout role, you want to stay on the flanks pretty much every time. Run on the other side of where your combo is. Only go to them when you're near dying and you don't want to die, and there's not really a whole lot of fighting going on. Your medic should top you off, get you to 185 as quickly as possible, and then you can go off on the other side and help out whoever else is on the flank. But you want to keep your eyes open, because you can flank a lot on this map. There's so many different ways that you can just kind of weasel around all of these little areas. You can come up behind people. If they don't see you coming around an area, you can get easy kills. And be that guy. Be that annoying scout that they can't stop. You're popping up out of weird areas. You're hiding. Always have an overheal. That frustrates a lot of people. Sniper seems like he's going to have only a few places he can really stand. Gas is probably the best one, because you can watch China, you can watch their gas, you can watch their AC. If you push forward, you can see a little bit more of a little bit different areas. China's not going to be a spot you're going to snipe from, more than likely, just because initially you don't have any real vision. You would use this just in case you lost mid, and you know they're in the blue jam or whatever. And you can hold back here, shoot what you need to while you're still in your base. You can call it there in blue jam, and your team can come out this way and force them to come over to you. And then you can get some shots up from over here as they come over to get your combo. But you know, you can bait your team, figure out ways to do it, be unpredictable, similar to the soldier. As we said, demo medic heavy. You guys are always going to be together. We already went over that one. But you want to always be forward. I never recommend a team, if you're on blue and you own mid, never go down there. Never hold here. You should always be in one of the jams. If you want to be that team that is very hard to beat and very aggressive, I recommend you have your combo up here, watching the doors. Your medic should not be up here. That would be suicide. But you can have your medic up here hanging out. This is a place you don't really want to get stuck. Configs, yay!
All right, we won.
We all lose. But you want to be very, very mobile as the combo. If you hear they're coming from AC, you want to hear that call early. So if you can get your spy to run the cloak and dagger and stand up there, you've got early vision. Or have him just kind of anywhere back in that way back area. And then once you call it and you start rotating over early, you can already be right up here by the time they start pushing out AC. Or you can be right here if they push shutter or up there. And they're pushing to you. You don't have to go to them on this map. Same as on Viaduct. You want to always pop second if you own it. If you're pushing out, it would benefit you to force them to pop early, but more than likely it's going to take a lot more planning. So, utilize that. And Satan, do you want to kind of go over what you think you should do on pushes and mid holds?
Well, for Pyro or just in general?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I think this map's going to play a lot like Viaduct or like a Lakeside, where on Lakeside there's a lot of open space, and it's really hard to push across that open space as a Pyro and do a lot of damage. So instead you're probably going to be playing more of like a pocket, protect me or medic type role. And because Ubers and that type of thing are going to be really important on any King of the Hill map really, you're probably just going to play protection pocket a lot and stick with your medic most of the time, I think. If you're not playing with your medic, then you're probably playing on flank, but you're not going to be like pushing into them. You're just going to be maintaining your side of the map so that they don't get behind you.
How would you feel if your team is holding mid? Where do you think you're overextending? Like, say your team wants to play aggressive, but you as a Pyro, where do you cut off to know that you're not overextending? If your combo's back here in this room, where do you feel unsafe? Because sometimes people start chasing kills, and you got to know, oh, I'm out on the ramp. This is a zone I know I could possibly die to a spy or whatever. Where do you feel comfortable? Do you feel going really far away is okay, or how far do you go?
It kind of depends. If we're holding on to Uber and we're kind of just waiting for them to come into us, I usually stick decently close to my medic just because I know they're going to be going for suicides while they're building their Uber.
And spy plays.
Yeah. If not, and we're just, I don't know, if there's no Uber advantage or anything like that, then I tend to stray away a little bit more, but on this map I'm probably not going to go too far to chase kills. I don't think it's super important to chase every frag on a Koth map.
Agreed. The next one would be your spies, and it's kind of hard to say what spies should do on this kind of map because spy is one of those classes where everyone has a definitive style. Some never want to run the cloak and dagger, some always want to run it, some always want to run the dead ringer, others not, you know. Some will swap it around. They'll run the IW, the dead ringer, and the CMD, depending on does our team hold mid? Are they not? Are they playing very spastic? Do I get plays with this one and not another? You know, so your spy should be smart enough to really say, I'm going to run this, but if your team is asking you to run something, kind of hear them out. Because if it's a really good reason and you can understand it, say, okay, good, I'll do it. Great.
Sure. Let me interject here. I think, like, if your team's going to be running crits, You know, a cloak and dagger and that kind of visibility would be awesome on this map.
Oh yeah, I fully agree with that. That's usually why I'll have a spy run the cloak and dagger. But I also love it on payload maps. But that kind of constant vision to me, it works more as a team, because what you can do as spy is you can run cloak and dagger. Once you call where their team is and your team knows about it, they can be your distraction for you to come in behind and get a lot of kills. And a lot of spies don't really do that. They'll go for kills like on the other side of the map just because it's low-hanging fruit, but it doesn't help the team at all. They're going to respawn and get back up before you can do anything. So get kills that actually matter. I think that's my soapbox for the spies. Be a team player, because your stats, even if you get 16 or 17 kills in a round, but you still lose, well, you can't point the finger and say, hey, I did all this work, because your kills may not have been important to the team. Just be mindful of that and go for big plays, like you know their demo is carrying, or you know their sniper is carrying. Try to focus those guys. Maybe you won't always get them, but if you can get part of that supporting, the people that are supporting that player, it'll be a little easier. So say the heavy is really good at protecting the demo. This is that kind of map where if their heavy is right on him and he's always helping add that damage out, you may just want to go for the heavy and let your demo focus on their demo. Or let your team focus fire the demo, you focus on the other. There's a lot of meta behind the spy, and there's a lot of respect given out to those spies that can actually think through all that very quickly. Last one for the roles will be the engineer. And I think this one's a pretty fun one because you can control a zone basically by yourself, or you can just be that alarm system for your team. Let's say you're on blue and your team is holding your blue jam. You can be over here on your own. And I tested this out, and if you put your gun right here, you're watching the ramp, drop down, China, and also the slider door. The range it stops is right about here. So it fully covers China because China ends right here. But if it's right there, you can stand right here and won't get shot. That's pretty good. If a team has that much discipline that all of them can go out that little area, by all means, they're doing something right. But all on your own, you can control an area. And if you've got your scout over there and your soldier, you've got 3 guys listening for that sentry to go off. Once it starts shooting, you gotta call it. Say they're over on this side of the map, your team can rotate over, or they can just prepare themselves to get ready. Another really cool thing is a lot of teams do not push this far onto the other team's side. Unlike on Lakeside, where your team can push into their tunnel or onto their sniper deck all the way. This seems like it may be off limits because it's such a fast-paced map. You would possibly just get caught out and stuck. So you can put your teleporters anywhere in here you want. If you want your team to always be coming out here, drop it back there, and you've got that entrance. Or drop it there. The whole purpose is don't put it somewhere visible where the soldier can just peek around the corner and go, oh, there it is, and shoot it. Make them come all the way in. Make the spy come all the way in and get it. And then you can know, hey, spy's back all the way back there behind us, call it out. It's the little weird things like that that can really push your team. I don't recommend putting it down here because that is the giant big battleground. This whole area gets used on both sides. So if you want it to die really quick, that's where you should put it. I don't recommend it. Oh, can you stand there? Yay, another ledge. But again, this is not real. Snipers kind of have issues. What else should we talk about? There's something I was going to talk about. Oh, never mind. I got it. This is a very slow midpoint. I was talking to my friend Inderp, and he said that the cap is so slow on this that if you own it, you can allow the team just to push on in, and you can really just take your time and bait them onto mid. You don't have to stand out here and protect it like you're a mother hen. Let them get on it. Let them do what they can, because there's so many ways you can come in at them and stay protected. Like, you can stay back here as a demo or soldier or heavy and split this area and do full damage. You're so close to it, kind of like on Lakeside, but on this map, you can take both houses and they have to fight you on both sides. So you can have your scout your scout soldier NG over here still hanging out. Let's say they killed the gun, he backs out, he drops another one, or he goes on to mid, he drops one back here. This side is going to be protected. They're going to have to push through that wall of 3 people. Even if they're bringing in 5 or 6 people, if you're doing the right damage, you're going to force them to pop early because they're going to take too much. And by the time they're slowed down, 5 or 6 people have just fought 3. That gives your team's combo time to walk all the way over and fully block. Same thing can go over here. If you see them pushing your AC as soldier, as I was saying earlier, you've got this whole big hall. You can come back here and clip them off from the backside, which is going to make them turn, at least a few of them, and that's going to frustrate the NG and the medic and everybody that's basically out there. Probably not the NG, that's the wrong word. But force them into doing things they don't want. Make them uncomfortable. Last minute decisions are hard to break if you're not used to that kind of pressure. So put that pressure on them. But bait mid, it's very slow. If you're capping mid, this is the exact same as it is on every other map where the mid cap's slow. You need to wipe their team completely. Because teams have a problem with killing 1 or 2 people. 1 or 2 people will stay capping, it's very slow. And then everyone else starts chasing kills. Well, you either do one or the other. You either chase kills or you cap. I fully recommend if they back out of the whole thing, go ahead and stack the point. You can't have people chasing while others are capping. If that makes any sense. It doesn't sound like it makes sense, but you want to cap it.
It's kind of similar to Lakeside like that.
Yeah.
Where there's so much open space between like where you can hold and where the point is that you kind of have to take some ground before even popping your Uber. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bad Uber.
Yeah, and I think that's where I was getting it from, because Lakeside, I see a lot of teams, they'll kill a few, and then the team will back out, but they'll go chase those 1 or 2 people that really aren't stopping you from capping anymore. So find your boundary, just like we were talking about with your overextending. You've got probably a lot smaller limitation here. If clearly they can't leave there unless they're a demo soldier or maybe a detonator jumper. But if they leave that door, they're gone. They leave that door, they're gone. The only exception is if you did not kill their medic, they're going to quickly push back out. But if that does happen, go ahead and cap the point and get in a forward hold where when they come out, they're popping here or they're popping right up the AC door. Again, you're going with that early communication. Let's say you do that exact same thing, but your NG's dead, your spy's dead, and your soldier's dead. Your soldier's the guy that can jump up there and he can look. So you've got your scout, he should probably watch here. He's watching high, he can walk down there, he can watch here. He's still not part of the combo enough that it's okay, and he's fast enough, he can just leave and jump over this wall. But more than likely, you're not going to really have time for that kind of thinking unless you do it ahead of time. Communication. I think that's going to be so key. Listen to certain people's comms. Everybody else, try to stay as quiet as possible. Because you don't want to muddy up the comms saying, so-and-so killed me, and then just complain. No one else really cares. So keep that quiet. Let the comms stay clear.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when people are like all dramatic. This isn't drama club. You don't need to, go on and on about dying. You'll respawn.
One of our big calls back on the Syndicate was just clear comms. If we recognize people are getting upset, just say that, and it kind of calm people down, and we just refocus. And you want to refocus as quickly as possible. Don't tell anybody to ever shut up, because if they're already frustrated, it's just going to make them extra mad.
Well, and I like what you were saying earlier. I don't know if you were saying it here, but the number of syllables, like Ramjam, instead of our kitchen, their kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, keeping the comms really short, it opens them up for an important call like med down.
Mm-hmm.
I get frustrated when people don't hear me say med down. I know I'm not terribly loud.
Yeah, you have that sultry voice. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd say soldiers, come in, practice around, find some jumps that'll get you places. If you're over here and they're over there, there's not a whole lot you can really do. You can pogo around, but once you're in there, you only have 2 rockets. So make sure someone's there to follow up. Say, I'm jumping, whoever your spy is, hey spy, can you combo with me? Are you over here watching him? He can say, yeah. So you do your jump, he uncloaks. They're going to back down this way, more than likely. It's just the hammer into the anvil. Make those plays. Don't let it just be a fluke. Just say, hey, let's work on things. Let's make it happen. And then you hit your jump, or he goes first. He tries to get what he can do, and then you jump in. Combinations are really great, and the more you work together, the better. This is a very aggressive map. Very aggressive. So don't play back. If you play back and you realize you're playing back, you're probably going to get screwed.
Yeah, we were
talking. If you're
talking.
playing on your gas, that's fine. You're still at mid. But if you're down below, you've lost mid already. Just like Lake said.
We were talking about that a little bit before, which was you were concerned about people waiting for Uber or crits and then coming out, and you were thinking that this would be a dry push map.
Yeah, definitely. If you can get out there, or say you both pop Uber and you didn't really get a lot of kills, don't leave and rebuild. Just focus fire, calm down, just treat it like it's a pub at that point. Kill the most important people, just like everywhere else. If you know their demo is lighting you up, at that point you don't really have a whole lot to lose, especially if you don't own mid already. Try to get the kills smartly. Don't all go in and die. If their DM is better than yours, you have to plan strategically what you're going to do. Some people call that leapfrogging mid, but I don't think this mid's really going to be leapfrogged like it is on other maps. It's not going to be cap by cap by cap like Viaduct. I think whoever caps this first is going to hold it for a while. The team that is not holding mid has got a big uphill battle coming at them, because it's a little too big, in my opinion, because that walk from the AC over is too big. This area right over those things, it's just kind of dead space. If they see you there, they have height advantage, or they've got choke advantage. It's going to be tough. It's not an easy map to push back out on. You just got to be dynamic. Too. Yep, and it's long, so they can really just do whatever. If they do hold back here, I don't know, maybe they can use it to their advantage somehow, and then come out late.
Just try to beat the point.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work, because at that point you've lost the upper hand. But if your DM is better than theirs, might as well try, I guess. I don't like that personally. I like them to force way early, and then you can bait them out. You can pocket your pyro at that point and let them just see if they can pop you. Because what's your max health? 260?
Yep.
That's a tank. He's going to be air blasting everything away. Demo's going to be putting out damage from behind. Heavy's going to put out damage from behind. Let's say your pyro's down here and he's doing work. Your medic's going to be right up here probably. Heavy's back here. Demo's back here. Or Demo's edging up here. Soldiers up there. You got to work as a team and close the net around them. If you've got people on the right, get people on the left and just close the noose. Noose is way better than that.
Yeah, and watching the exits, just like any other map, I think that's something that we were talking about, which was, people don't realize this is similar to Viaduct, and so they might not be watching up here, like that would be the cliff or whatever.
Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah, I think it's similar to Viaduct or Lakeside, where you just constantly watch where they are and then rotate accordingly.
I like it. I think that pretty much covers everything, unless we want to go into a bunch more scenarios. But another thing about Heinsight is they can go long if I start doing that. So unless you have anything else to add on or any specific insights for the Heinsight.
You know, this is pretty new. I think that maybe we'll give it a couple seasons and people to get good at it, and then maybe we can come back and revisit it, because then we'll know what people's behaviors are and how to counteract them.
Just don't play passive. That's the killer on this map.
All right. Well, you know, thanks for joining us. And Satan, any parting words?
Those are good. Those are good ones.
Oh,
though.
yeah, thanks.
I have enjoyed following you around with the camera while you jump.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
He is beautiful.
All right, so is that a wrap, guys?
I think so.
Thanks so much for your help. The knower of everything, Highlander.
GG.